I often tell people that one of the easiest way to kill yourself, one of the easiest way to make yourself amount to nothing is entitlement. When you become entitled to people's wealth, any wealth that is not your own is not your own. If your brother is wealthy and is not giving you money, that does not make that money is yours. If you have been suffering with your brother at the beginning and he makes money, that money is his, not yours. The money your brother has does not in any way belong to you. So whatever he gives you, you should be able to appreciate whatsoever is given to you. A certain footballer named Pogba in 2022 was kidnapped. Now, when he was kidnapped, the kidnappers made a ransom of what should be paid before he will be released, or else he will be killed. Now, at the end of the day, he couldn't meet up with the amount of money the kidnappers asked him to pay, but he paid some amount of money actually before he was released. And I think he paid about 100,000 euros or thereabout. That's what he paid the kidnappers before he was released. But there's something significant happened after he was released. Now, Pogba on his own discovered that the people who were behind his kidnap were close to him. He had to go back to the authorities. Now, told the authorities that I want you people to launch investigation on the people that kidnapped me, because I feel that the people who are behind this kidnap are close to me. Now, fast forward to 2024, the people who were actually involved in this kidnap, all of them were arrested. Now, could you believe that the person among the very persons arrested were his siblings and his friends? Now, the most important personality among these persons was his brother. His own senior brother masterminded his own kidnap. Now, that is not all. First, okay, let's return back to 2022. When he was arrested, now when Pogba approached the securities and asked them to launch investigation to discover who actually masterminded his kidnap, his senior brother came online and accused Pogba of going to Africa to do juju for Kylian Mbappe. Now, if you could remember, there was a time in 2022 when Pogba was ousted from the French national team. Until date, Pogba has not played a game for his national team because of that incident. Fast forward back again to 2024, his senior brother Mathias Pogba has been arrested and sentenced, I think, to 3 to 8 years imprisonment for masterminding the arrest of the kidnap of his own brother. Now, when he was questioned, why would you want to do such a thing for your brother? Why did you venture into such a wicked movement for your own brother? He said that his brother became rich and he has not been giving them money. He has not been treating them nice. He has not been giving them a lot of money. When they ask him of money, he doesn't give them money. Just hear somebody who is, somebody who has been presumed to be reasonable. And mind you that this Mathias Pogba, who masterminded this kidnap, is also a footballer. He's also a professional footballer. And he makes his own money. But due to entitlement, I often tell people that one of the easiest way to kill yourself, one of the easiest way to make yourself amount to nothing is entitlement. When you become entitled to people's wealth, any wealth that is not your own is not your own. If your brother is wealthy and is not giving you money, that does not make that money is yours. If you have been suffering with your brother at the beginning and he makes money, that money is his, not yours. So the story of Mathias Pogba and Pogba himself is a story of wickedness. It's a story of, this is how bitterness, envy come in. So these days you can now say that when you kneel down to pray to God, before now we kneel down to pray to God for enemies, but now it is now very, very obvious that when you are praying for your enemies, you should start from your family. Because these days, I think the biggest enemy you can even have, might end up being your brother or your sister. Now, are you aware that there are some of your siblings who don't actually want you to grow above the level you are? Because they fear that if you grow above the level you are today, maybe you become more significant, making them less significant. And people will no longer be paying attention to them. Now, they will do anything within their disposition to make sure they pull you down. That is what this Pogba's brother is doing. Wickedness, acrimonious act. And, this is just a story of envy, a story of jealousy, a story of bitterness against your own brother. Because you don't even know where your problem is coming from. You don't even know who is fighting you these days. If I'm your enemy and I've made it clear to you that I'm your enemy, you might not really be afraid of me because you know I'm against you. What about those people that you don't even know where they stand in your life? You don't even know the next thing you can't predict their action. You can't predict what they are thinking about you. You don't know what their interests are about you. These are the people that you are going to be afraid of. This is the height of wickedness. This is the height of jealousy. This is the height of envy. And this is something that we all should pray against. These days, pray against your brother. Because the biggest battle you can ever face, as our society is at the moment, the biggest battle you will ever face will come right from your family. It will come right from your brothers and your sisters. No longer your enemies. Because these days, it is just like that. Use the story of Pogba and Mathias as a reference point when you're making your prayer.